As I'm going over to the other farm, I'm realizing I must have just cut these yesterday. The grass is still dead, or maybe I did it this morning, so can't do it. So the cows really have no food until that grass grows back. I need to moisturize those grass fields. They're low on moisture. They have nutrients, but I'm going to have to get some water for those. So we're heading back here to do the whatever, my wheat field back here. I've got I think I got 2 more fields I have to do. I've got let's see, 2 and 8. I did 28 and 20. So I've really only got 2 more fields that I have to do. Oops. Probably shouldn't stop in the middle of the road. But once these are done, then I have to do... it's a little tight back here. Slowing it down a little bit. I need to water those grass fields, so I'm going to do that next. So we got 3 more fields to do, and then I'll be on my way to happiness. All right, see you in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, I am done fertilizing. I will say, one thing I do like, now this mod has a lot of hokey things about it, but I do like the fact that I can get my entire farm done, except for maybe I'd probably, if I want to do those last couple grass fields, I'd probably have to fill it up a little bit. But I was able to do the entire farm and 2 grass fields. So for my 4 big fields, the wheat, actually 5 fields really, right? Because I did 24, 28, 28, and 2. Those are all crop fields. And then I also did 2 grass fields, 6 and 7. I think it was 6 and 7. Right? Yeah, 6 and 7. With 1 tank full, 10,000 liters, and that was about $5,000 to fill it up. But that's not too bad. And it covered the entire thing. I didn't have to go back and keep filling up. So this has some benefits to it. Even though it's a little clunky, I'll keep watching the guy that made this. Like they said, this is a first release. It's a new release. It just came out, and it's a beta. So the guy is working on it and trying to improve it. So hopefully we'll see some improvements come out, and you know, we'll keep track of this one, because I do like this mod, and I probably will end up buying it for the farm. A couple goofy things, you know, just the lights. What the heck happened to the front grille? The grill looks terrible. But it's got nice bones. I mean, it really does look like the harvesters, or I'm sorry. It looks like the sprayers that I see around northeastern Ohio all the time. This is what everybody around here uses. It's basically a tractor that's been modified into a platform for spraying. And you can see here that if you look at the front, the road gator, at the front portion, it really is a tractor body that has been overhauled and turned into a sprayer platform. And we see those around here quite frequently. So the other type that I see is a tractor, or sometimes like a Mack truck that has giant wheels on it, and they have a spreader on it. And I see those too. Sometimes they have 3 wheels, 2 in the back, 1 in the front. So it's like a tri-wheel. So I do see those too around here. But this is a very common platform, at least in Ohio. Sometimes they ride a little higher than this, but yeah, I wanted to see if I could clear it. Nope. So let's return this guy. 125 bucks total, plus like 1,000 rental. Not bad. Really not bad at all. We need to send this weight home. No, here we go. Shift I. Oh, my mouse is not working. There we go. There we go. And we're going to hop into the Mercedes or the Range Rover. And drive home. On this nice English evening, it is 4:48 in the afternoon. We've got our fields sprayed and ready for the next day. We've got our cows milked, grass mowed. Unfortunately, I need more grass, but there's just no more to be had. I've mowed all of it, and I've sprayed it. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get some more. We've got enough food in our silos for, let's see, 19%, 6 days. So let's see. 100 divided by 6 would be what, 15? No. What am I trying to get at here? Each day, if we divide, let's see, if 100% is 400,000, 25% would be, or 10% would be 40,000. So each day the cows are going to use up I'm going to guesstimate like 30,000. No, we have 7 days of feed. 400,000 divided by 10 is 40. By 7, so about 60,000, 55 somewhere around there. Of, if I could do it, I can't do it in my head. If I had my calculator, I'd give you an exact number, but it is roughly 50 to 55,000. Liters, is that what we're looking at? Liters of mixed ration a day. So we definitely have about a day and a half of mixed ration left. So I'm going to definitely need to mow some more tomorrow. Hopefully, we have at least one field that'll be coming online and it'll be ready to get grass from. So we'll be able to feed them a bit. But hopefully all these fields will come back up online between tomorrow and the next day, so we can get our little moo cows fed. So that does it for this episode, I think. We've pretty much done everything that we can for the day, and it is time to park our little butts at home and go to bed. We had a very busy day today. Obviously, we did a lot of mowing. We did some purchasing. We did some silage. We've replaced equipment. We've gotten a new truck and some beautiful new tractors. So we are ready to go for tomorrow. Really, tomorrow might just be hanging around and waiting for stuff to grow. Obviously, we'll have to do another... Every day, pretty much, we need to do a round of either fertilizing or watering or something to the fields because of the soil mod. So we are going to go home and go to bed. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. Enjoy the videos. Now we got Thornton going also. And shortly here, we're going to have the multiplayer probably going. I keep talking about it. Good night. Good morning. Overnight, the cows made us some more money, about almost $50,000 worth. So each night they get delivery anyway. I don't really have to have the truck, but it's kind of fun to deliver my own milk. I can put the stop milk delivery sign in anytime I want. So, but at midnight, I believe, is when they come and collect the milk. So we get more money. And by now, these cows have got to be getting hungry. In fact, let's take a look at the grass field here behind us. Once again today, we're going to be, if the grass has grown in, which I don't know that it has. It looks like it might have, though. Oh, it did. Good. Maybe not. No, it hasn't grown yet. Grass growing back is really slow. Dang. The moisture's gone down. Our nutrients look good. Let's check that new field that we purchased. We're on our way over. This is probably ready to harvest. Maybe. Well, maybe not. It looks pretty flat. Nope, it's not ready. Crud. How are we doing on our... Oh, yeah, we're down. We got enough for today. Oh, what's this? Why is it dying on me like that? What? Oh, no, the soil moisture's out. Look at that. I think the grass just died. That's my brand new field. Yikes. That's not good. Ugh. Unless maybe that's considered a growth stage, like planted and this is the second stage, but that sucks. Man, our cows are going to be mad. I'm going to have to... how are we going to do this? Oh, that's a bummer. Wow, I was hoping that would come up today, but I guess not. So we're definitely gonna have to water this or fertilize this field. How are we doing here? 36. Wow. These really dropped overnight. That's huge. Now it's supposed to snow today, but that's really not going to help our situation. We need to add back nutrients. And 47. This one's a little bit better, but it's still a long way from growing. Let's run over and check out the other farm. Oh man, this is bad. So we fertilized and stuff, but it's sucking it up. So let's take a ride over to the other grass fields and see if we got grass over there. We definitely need to water these fields though today, pronto. And I think we might just pick up the Rotogator and buy it so we don't have to keep renting it. Or the Rogator. I keep calling it a Rotogator, but it's a Rogator. Rogator. A Rogator. Arbiter. We'll travel down the lane. These crops seem to be doing fine. Moisture's fine. 60% moisture, 39. Whoa. Should be higher towards the middle. Wow, these are down too. Got a lot of nutrients though. The nutrients are good. We put NPK on it yesterday. But it's still, the moisture is way down. I thought we'd have enough moisture, but I guess not. So we're going to have to put more. We're pretty much just going to water today, I think. I think that's the best thing that we can do for the land. It's got a decent amount of minerals, though it's a little low on... We could do just PK. We need to get that moisture level up. Is this the right way? I think I just went the wrong way. Yeah, I need to go the other way. Alright, so we're going to head up to the... Gosh, I hope we have grass. I sprayed it last night. I sprayed both of those fields last night on this side, so hopefully... I didn't spray the other ones because they were showing like 70% moisture. I don't know how I lost like 40% moisture overnight. That just doesn't seem realistic, but I guess I did. Try it up fast. The soil this soil mod is it's hard to use, man. It ain't easy. All right, so we got a grass field coming up on the right. That's looking like it grew in. That's good. Hopefully this guy's grown in. Yeah, okay, good. So we have grass. Oh, thank goodness. I was pretty concerned about that. We have grass available. These fields are looking healthy. Let's get in there, but there's plenty of nutrients. It is looking a little dry out here on the road, though, but inside it should be fine. See how we're doing. 40%, 61%, 57. Neutrality's going down a little bit. We could probably use some lime, but the lime, I don't know. This is looking fairly good, fairly healthy, so that's good. Okay, so we're good on this side of the world. We're going to have to mow this today and get some stuff for our cows because we are low. It's not going to provide a lot, but it's enough that they'll be able to have more feed for the next day. So, phew, wipes the brow. So let's run over to the store. My poor Range Rover, the Land Rover, keeps getting parked at the store almost permanently because I'm always having to go there to buy stuff. So, and here today is going to be no exception. We're going to buy the Road Gator and put that into circulation here. We really need to get those fields watered. We're going to put PK down on all of our fields. So, yeah, the soil mod makes it so that every day you got to do something every day. And usually it's, you know, water related. All right. I hear a train going by and a bell ringing in the church really quietly in the background. My favorite people, the dealership, our second home. All right, so today we buy our fertilizer. Unfortunately it's going to cost a lot of money, but we should have plenty of money left over, and as long as we keep feeding the cows, we're going to keep getting money every day. So we're making a decent amount of money with the cows. It just, you know, sometimes you got to spend money to make money. So we're going to go to our sprayers, and there's our $109,000. Poop. There she is. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. The Road Gator. Ugly as all get out, but good for your fields. And so let's get this crappy thing over to the farm. And you'll notice I do a lot of driving back and forth. No front headlights. That's interesting. So hopefully those are things that they'll fix. I think in real life 30 kilometers an hour is probably the top speed. Hopefully we won't run into any oncoming traffic. The only thing I don't like about having to spray the grass is that it's really hard to tell where you've sprayed. So we're going to be left with about $60,000 when all is said and done, but we should have milk available to sell. We probably have about $40,000 of milk. Right now we have, let's see, milk fill level 29,000. Yeah. You figure about a buck a gallon, maybe a little bit less. So 29,000 gallons is going to lead to about $20,000 in sales. So that'll cover some of our expense for this morning. But we'll just let it sit there. Well, I don't need the money yet, so we're just going to buy some PK and spray it on our grass fields, and then also spray our crops, and probably the other field too. Just keep that moisture level up. You don't want to do too much though. You saw there our neutrality was dropping, and it was going more or less acidic, which you think it would be good, but you want to have some acidity. You want it to be 6.8. So here's our farm. Hey, you kids, get off my farm. When Ryan was little, he used to say that. Oops, it's rolling backwards. Get off my farm. Okay. I crawled in through the Road Gator butt. Road Gator bucket. But see, what's weird is this grass has the same neutrality, and yet it's still growing. I don't understand why the other field just died. Unless it really goes in stages like that, like that's the first stage of growth. So maybe that's just normal, but it scared me. Alright, so let's get some juice here. Nope, we're not changing it. We're filling up with PK, not NPK. This fills nice and fast, too. That's another nice thing about this. Nah, not too bad. About 4,000 bucks. 3,000 bucks. Oh, man. My frame rates are dropping through the floor. Alright, so let's get this guy out there. We're going to get the grass sprayed. Spraying, spraying, spraying. I'm a spraying fool. And since we don't mow that upper portion of the field, we're just going to leave it and see what happens. We'll let the cows tend to that. Look out, cowhead. Look out, sheep butt. Now, I try to get as much as the field of the field as possible, but I can't get all of it because it's just, like I said, you can't tell really what you sprayed and what you haven't. You just have to kind of guess. So sometimes I get all of it, sometimes I don't, but I'm doing the best I can to get as much as possible of the fields. And some of these odd-shaped fields make it a little bit more difficult. You can see here the soil moisture is all over the place. 42, 30, 43, 50. All 43s through here. It needs it. So, like, I'm guessing. Like, where did I spray? Oh, I don't know. Over there somewhere. So I'll do the best I can to overlap, but without wasting. Oh, there's my weight. Oops. Probably should pick that up at some point. Well, like I said, I don't think I'm going to need it, but it's probably good to have one just in case. But you can see the nice thing about this, it's just so much easier than that trailer to use. And the coverage is so huge. You know, I mean, the coverage is probably the same. It's probably a 40-meter coverage like the other thing. But it's a little faster to get there. A little easier to handle. So we're going to get up here, grab the other 3 fields. Should go pretty fast. Look out, Bessie. I hear them eating. And yes, I know, I mow their paddock. People get mad at me. They're like, that's the cow's field. I know, it's a game. In real life, you'd let the cows do the mowing. Good old grass-fed, right? Oops. Dink. Like, this is going to be a harder one to guess where we're at. And it is supposed to snow today, so that'll probably help our moisture go up too. We're at 6.6 neutral, and it's gonna go base though. But we need to, at some point, we'll probably need to put lime down on these fields. Like, I don't know, am I doing it right? I'll just make 3 passes and hope that I get it all. It's a little bit of hit or miss, you know. So, I just can't believe they canned my new field. Like, what? Are you kidding? So one more field done. So you can see how quickly these fields go. The only ones that take a long time really is that huge field in the middle and the one that's up on the top of the map, number 2. 2 and 20. These fields go a little faster. Excuse me. Oink, oink. This field is in bad shape. Look how low the moisture is on this one. 29. Like, what happened? And the hard thing is you have to wait till tomorrow to see what difference you made, you know. But I have a feeling we're going to have to water this one, too. Like I said, there's snow in the forecast, so it might snow. We'll see. I don't really trust the weather reports either. They're not always accurate. But I just wish that there was one thing that they need to do with the soil mod is they need to make a way so that you can see where you fertilized the grass fields. That's my one complaint. Like there should be an immediate change in the grass or something. Like you should see the color change. I know they probably can't do that, but it would really, really help the mod out quite a bit if you could actually see the difference that you're making, you know. Now we're going to loop the poles here. I know this is not realistic, but the way they it's just impossible. I mean, you could do it like realistically and fold it up and forget it. I don't have time for that. I got too much going on in life. I remember going to a restaurant one time with an entrepreneur, and the guy's bankrupt now, but he was one of those like kind of fast and I don't want to say fast and furious, but like that kind of, you know, just successful, and you know, like they had a pretty successful business venture going, and you know, but he's just kind of that entrepreneurial type of personality. Not like, I don't want to say he was mean, but just kind of snippy. You know what I mean? Kind of like very demanding, and like this is what they expect, and you know, if things aren't done perfectly, they're put out of sorts. Like, well, forget it. And we were at a restaurant, and this guy, it was a newer restaurant, and so he was trying to get information about it. You know, just chit chatting. So he asked the waiter. He goes, so, I mean, how long have you guys been here? And he's like, oh, I've been here since like 5 o'clock. And of course, the guy's asking him like, how long has the restaurant been around? You know, like what? It's a new restaurant. They've never been there before. Like, how long has it been around? He's like, how long have you been here? And the guy's like, 5 o'clock, since 5 o'clock. And Todd, he just goes, this is the corporate dude. He goes, I don't have time for this. Like the guy didn't understand it. The guy just kind of looked at him like, what? He was just like, I just don't have time for this. Miscommunications. That's what 90% of life is made up of, isn't it? But you said, but I thought, you thought wrong. Here's where it gets hard, because now it's like this field is like perfectly square. There's no defining features, so it's like I can't tell where I've been. I'm just going to have to guess. That's a little bit difficult to do. And like I said, I don't know if there's anything they can do. It's just the way the game handles it. I certainly hope that 2017 will address some of these, I don't want to say issues, because it's not really an issue, but that they'll address some of these features in the game, you know, making the fertilization a little bit more realistic. Maybe like monitoring moisture and pH and stuff like that. And making lime available and making it so that you really have to tend your field. Maybe that could be the difference between the settings. Like if you play on easy, you don't have to worry about it. You just plop fertilizer like this version of the game. But then if you are if it's a harder version that you're playing, then maybe you should, it's starting to snow. Right? No, I'm wrong. Never mind. It's just fuzz. If you're playing a harder version of the game, then maybe it's more important that you do it in order, you know, like. And if you're playing on like super hard, like the hard mode, then it like really keeps track like this, where you have to like do it every day. It takes longer for the crops to grow. if you don't do it right, you don't get as much yield, you know. So that's, I don't know, maybe that'd be something that they do. The game is probably already completely developed at this point. To be honest with you, they're releasing it in October. I don't want to say it's completely developed, but I'm sure they already know what direction they're going with it and what they're planning to implement and what they're going to leave. And I'm sure it probably, honestly, you know, I've been exciting watching the demo. I did get to see like a couple seconds of footage from E3, though I'm sure by the time you guys see this video, the trailer will be out and everybody will have seen it and everyone's going to be talking about it. So I did see a quick glimpse of it. It hadn't been officially released yet, but somebody had like cell phone footage of the box that was displaying the farm sim on it, and it looked pretty cool. Like they had a picture, it was footage of a Massey Ferguson tractor pulling some kind of seeder or something, and they looked really high quality graphics, like real, like almost like Grand Theft Auto 5 levels, like how good the imagery looked. It looked really sharp. Everything was like super glossy looking, and it looked great. And if that's the way the game's going to look, I'm excited. That means they've really advanced at least the look of this game, because the game looks good, but it is a little clunky. And these mods make it more clunky, these bad-looking mods. Gosh, I hope I'm hitting everything. This is like, it's really hard to tell where I've been. Oh well, I just have to assume that I got it all. And we hop over to the next field. Can we get through here? See, we own this field now too, so but there is no pass-through on these, so we have to go around. So anyway, I'm excited to see what the future holds for us, but I have a feeling that it's mostly going to be graphically changed. Maybe interface changes. Definitely sounds like they added like the rental mods part of it now, and you know, obviously a lot of new equipment and a lot of new look for the game, but not necessarily new functionality. Like, I don't know that they're... Supposedly you can actually hand pick up bales and stuff like that now. You can throw things. That's cool. So there's some new physics added, but hopefully they fix some of the problems that they've had with physics and the way items fill up and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. It's all up for grabs. Hopefully it'll be some nice big changes in a good way. But don't be shocked if it's not. It might just be like, hey, here's a new crop, and we added cows, and we added like 3 new things, and then changed the graphics. And that's all that she wrote. Because that's a lot of times that seems to be the pattern with them. That seems to be what they do. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, you know, it's a slow progress. Every 2 years we get a big leap, and then, you know, or a small leap forward. But like I said, when 2015 came out, people were crying about how 2013 was better because it had more stuff because of the mods and the DLC packs. Wow, that was realistic. And you know, they were crying about it and man, how this game sucks and I'm not going to buy it. And you know, being somebody, I started on the 2015 version. I never played 2013 until after I had 2015. And then when 2013 went on sale on Steam, I bought it for like $6, the Titanium edition. And after playing it a little bit, and you know, it's good. It is good. And it is just, you know, I mean, some of the things are just minor upgrades from the 15 version. You know, 2015 has a lot of minor upgrades from the 2013, but it's enough that 2015 is just way better. I mean, when I go back and I played 2013, I played it, like I said, for a couple days, and I lost interest. And I went back to 2015 because it just works better. So I have a feeling it's going to be the same thing. We'll get 2017. There's going to be people that are disappointed because it's not revolutionary. It'll have some changes in it, some of the things that we wanted. It'll have a lot of new brands and, you know, maybe some new equipment and some new ideas. But in general, it's probably going to be the same game with slightly better graphics. It's really what I'm expecting it to be. And hopefully I'll be proven wrong, but I have a feeling that seems to be how they do things. It's like slow advances with DLC adding some new things to the game, but not a whole lot, and the mods really being where the innovation comes in. So, as you can, you know, all these new, you know, obviously the soil mod, the different crops, those have all been added in with mods. And we haven't had to wait for Giants to do that. So almost in some ways, this game, just like 2013, it'll somewhat seem like a step backwards because wait a minute, we already have like sawmills that make pallets, and we have, you know, seed masters, and we have compost, and we have all these other things that the mods have added into the game, and only some of those are going to make the new version of the game. So just like how Giants added lumber and added what was the other big thing they added? It was lumber and it's happened twice now and tonight. They added lumber, and they also added, what was the other thing? There were two big mods that they added, but definitely the lumber stuff was all added from mods. People had made mods that included lumber and included, you know, all the things around surrounding lumber, and then Giants just basically stole it and added it into the game. Which they tell you when you make mods, Giant says any mods that are made for this game are property of Giant Software. Let me repeat that once again. Any mods that are made for this game are property of Giant Software. So if you make a mod for the game and you're expecting it to be your mod, guess what? Giants owns it. And I think that that was wise of them to do that. Why? Well, because it eliminates the people trying to charge for DLC or for mods. It makes it a free community. And that is good for the gamer. Not necessarily for the modder, but it's good for the gamer because the gamer can just grab a mod and play with it. They don't have to pay anything extra. They just get to use it. Now, maybe that squashes some of the creativity, but it hasn't seemed to. I mean, there's, if you go on modhub.us, I mean, there's over 40,000 mods for the farm sim. Let me say that again. 40,000 mods. Not all of them are good. Not all of them are finished. But there's a huge modding community, and it doesn't seem to be slowing things down to make it so that you don't get any money for them. However, it probably would be nice to see people make money for the mods, but maybe Giants, I don't know if they make deals with the people that have the best mods. And Giants says, hey, we're going to use those in the next version. I don't know if they bring those people on board as employees or if they pay them for their idea, or who knows. I don't think they do. The people probably just do it for free. But anyway, off my high horse. I really feel like the game is going to be a slight improvement over the one that we have now, and I'm okay with that. And I saw people already griping because the price is $34 to pre-order it. That's right. It's not $24 like this version. It's $10 more. They're asking more money for the game because they can. This game has grown to, it's probably it's not a AAA title, but it's definitely an A title. There's enough people out there playing this game cross-platform that it can actually compete with some of these other games. It's a pretty big title game now. I'm sure Giants has become a multi-million-dollar company over this version of the farm sim. The 2013 version, not so much. But 2015 has sold really well. I mean, obviously, even for me as a YouTuber, the game has benefited my channel greatly. I was doing World of Tanks, I still am, but my views for the farm sim are 2-to-1 on the World of Tanks, and World of Tanks is the largest game in the world. World of Tanks is the largest multiplayer game in the world, and I'm pulling, maybe 400 or 500 views a video. Farm sim, 1,000, 2,000, easy. So the farm sim is, even for people like us, it's gaining traction. I really get a lot of views, and a lot of my viewership is farm sim related. Now the truck sim comes into it too, but the farm sim is definitely my most watched. If you look at my top 10 videos, they're all farm sim tutorials. So I'm going to hit it again when 2017 comes out. I think I told you guys this. I'm going to be taking a couple weeks off of work, and I'm just going to spend maybe 2 or 3 weeks putting together some real high-end content as far as tutorials go, how to run a farm. I'm going to try to be real succinct. I mean, usually, if you guys have seen my tutorials and reviews, I go all over the place. I'm going to try to, for the reviews, I'm going to try to cut that back and make them very succinct, make them easy for people to watch so that they're not too long, because I tend to, obviously, ramble. And that's why you guys are here in general for my channel. Basically, I draw people in through my tutorials, and then once they've watched the tutorials, usually they're here to stay. So I try to pull people in using the tutorials. That's kind of like my, if you will, it's the proselytization or my, what's the word I'm looking for? Like my discipleship. I go out there as a tutor and get people interested in what I'm doing, and they see my videos and like, oh, thank you so much for the tip, I'm subscribing. And then they get drawn into these series, and that's where, I start to make friends. And most of the people that I've gotten to know on my channel are through this portion of the channel. So because once they're here, then they're sticking and they're putting input in, and they're enjoying the game, and they're watching me play it and asking questions and really getting to know my family and my kids and more about me. And that's where it's fun, because it's kind of like a neat, I don't know, I've just been having a blast. But this game is, I guess, where I'm getting it with all of that. This game has even been good for the YouTubers. It is a very big game, and it was not a big game when 2013 was out. I just happened to stumble across it. And I've talked about it a little bit before. Sorry, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning here. I need to go to bed soon. I'm going to finish up this field, and then we'll call it quits on the video, because I got to go to bed. And we'll finish the rest of it tomorrow. But we've gotten the grass is done, which is what I needed to do, and now we just need to finish up the fields like we do every day. So I watched a video. I don't know how I got the farming simulator. I was looking something else up. I don't remember what it was or why I fell across it. But there was this guy named Austin, and you guys, I've talked about it before, and I know some of you have been like, oh yeah, we used to watch Austin's videos. And he had the farm sim, and he had set his farm up for multiplayer. And he had this really beautiful layout, like nice garage. He had like 15 pickup trucks for everybody to use. Now the silly thing was they were using the pickup trucks like tractors, so they were using the pickup trucks to mow, and they were using them to fertilize, and it was kind of stupid. But he had like this, it was all organized. And then he had a bunch of these like 13-year-old kids on there, and he was young too. I mean, he's like trying to explain to them, and he's like, okay, Bob, you're going to take, pickup truck number 13, and that's parked right here. Please make sure you park the pickup truck's head in. And then as you look over to the side, there's this other dude named Terry, and Terry's already hopped into the pickup truck, and he's crashing into the pickup truck next to him. And Austin's like, dude, Terry, that's not your truck, Terry. And Terry's like crashing into the door and like knocking equipment over. And I started laughing so hard, and I'm watching this poor kid. He obviously was super anal. He had everything like exactly lined out the way he wanted to play it, And then he had all these like jerk kids on there that were like totally ruining the server. But it made like magic for me, and there was a link there all of a sudden after watching that first video or two, and I watched probably 5 or 6 hours of his videos. Now there was some swearing and stuff in it, and it kind of put me off a little bit, and I got away from watching the videos. But I liked the game. I watched it. I'm like, this is actually a pretty cool game. Like, I didn't realize like you actually farm. It's not like Farmingville. Like everybody when they first hear of the farming simulator, they're like, oh, Farmville, and I'm like, no, it's nothing like Farmville. Farmville is like SimCity. This is like totally different. It's an actual 3D farming game, and I start to explain it, and I show people my videos, and then I've gotten a lot of people involved in it. Some people stay, some don't. But like my friend Jared, I got well, his real name is Paul, but we call him Jared. I got Jared involved, and I play multiplayer with Jared all the time. People will always catch me when I'm on. They're like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, they're like, you want to come on my farm? And I'm like, well, actually, I'm on Jared's farm. But Jared was one of those guys where he was a World of Tanker in our clan, and He's probably the one that stuck with it. There's probably 5 or 6 guys in our clan that bought it, but Jared keeps playing it too, like me. And it's neat to see people like come and find the game, and I'm excited when people come to my channel and it's the first time they've seen it, and then they end up buying the game. I've got a lot of guys. I tell you, every week there's probably 2 or 3 people that are like, thanks a lot, Arthur. You've ruined my life. I'm now getting divorced, and I'm losing my car because I spent the last 78 hours farming on the farm sim. I didn't go to work for 3 days straight because I couldn't stop playing the farm sim. So maybe that's not a good thing, but it's fun for me when I get to hear people are enjoying the game, and that I was able to bring some happiness to people's lives with a game that's not violent and not about killing people and not about spattering blood all over, or demons breaking out from hell like Doom or whatever. You know, it's like it's a wholesome game. It's something you can play with your kids, and I'm excited when people are getting into it. So anyway, man, I've been rambling for like an hour. Sorry. But anyway, that's how I got into the farm simulator. And I was going to buy 2013. So here we go with more story. But then they kept saying, like, people were asking, like, well, when's the new one coming out? And Austin was like, oh, I think it comes out in, like, you know, October or, like, August of this year. And I think it did come out, if I remember right, the 2015 one, it might have been October. It might have been late September. But it definitely was in the fall that I purchased it. I saw one of my other friends had it. I saw it was Dre Doggin. It says Dre Doggin is now playing the farm simulator. And I'm like, what? When did that come out? And I went right out and bought it and immediately lost like 3 weeks of time because I couldn't stop. I bought it, I installed it on a Friday night, and I did not sleep for 3 days straight. I could not stop playing it. I was like, this is the most fun I've ever had in my life. Why is this game so much fun? I don't know. I mean, look at me. I've been driving around for 45 minutes talking to you, just spraying a field. I can't explain it, but I think because it's so relaxing and because but you are grinding at the same time. I mean, you're trying to save up money and trying to make things work and trying to grow your crops and trying to be successful as a farmer. It just draws me in. There's something about it that I love, and I just love it. So, anyway, this is definitely my most played game ever, and it's ridiculous, and it's stolen half my life. 1,700 hours. That's like, I mean, literally, that's like a part-time job. I mean, that's just crazy. And I know there's many of you that outdo me in the hours. I know there's guys out there that have played more hours than I have. And I just, like, man, that's just crazy. It's nuts. But it's worth it. It's a lot of fun. All right, guys. So we are done with this field. I have to go to bed. I don't have anything going on tomorrow. It's Thursday. The weather is supposed to be bad, so I don't have any photo shoots scheduled, but I do have some planning meetings I have to take care of. I have to get my passport so I can go to Canada. I still haven't taken care of that. I found out I have to get a photo, so I'm going to take Brian up to Walgreens, and we're going to get our passport photos. I just turned the wrong way again. I always do that coming out of this field. Let's see if I can eke back in without causing a traffic jam. So I'm going to have to go to Walgreens and get my passport photos and then go spend $150 at the library so we can get our passport cards so that we can go to Canada to visit. Actually, we're going to go visit Jared, the guy I was just talking about. He and his family have been kind enough to invite me up with my kids this summer, so we're going to try to go in August to go visit. I will definitely be doing cam coverage. Like, I'll take my GoPro and maybe even one of my cameras and probably a drone. Though, I don't know, I might get in trouble taking a drone into Canada. I don't know. We'll have to see what the rules are, but I should be able to take my drone with me and get some. We're going to go to Niagara Falls. We're going to go to, coming back, we're going to camp on the way up and on the way back too, so I'm not going to just visit Canada. We're going to stay with Paul for probably about a week. But we're also going to camp on the way up and on the way back. So I'm planning on being gone for about, 10 days or whatever. And that'll be sometime in August. So the videos will slow down, obviously, during that time. But they'll pick up again eventually. Within a week or two. Plus, I'll have my laptop with me. So I will definitely be posting videos while I'm on the road. And I'll also try to have a little bit of a stockpile. So there are some videos, while I'm there. Or while I'm, like, some actual video game videos from, like, I can release while I'm on the road so that you won't be missing out videos every night. All right, so we're going to park the sprayer here. We have to do this side of the fields, with this side of the farm tomorrow. But thank you for being part of my channel. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new. I hope you're enjoying this series. This is probably going to be the last. I did add Thornton Farm in, like I said. Evelyn and I are playing that one. But this is probably going to be my last major series until the Farm Simulator 17 comes out. I think probably towards the end of summer when I go on vacation, I'll be taking a break from the farm sim and trying a couple new games until the farm sim 2017 comes out. I got a cool game called Skybreak. I'd still like to do naval action. I'd like to do some more Skyrim. I need to hit what's the other one? I got to finish Half-Life. So I got a lot of things that I'm working on for your benefit. But the farm sim will definitely continue going. And like I said, but this is the last series I'm really going to do, and it will continue on through the summer and even into the fall somewhat. And we'll also be doing, like I said, I'm really trying to get that multiplayer server launched. It's ready to go. I just haven't had time to put it all together yet. So, like putting the video together and putting the information together and making sure that the mod pack works. But that stuff is all coming. So we're going to make videos with that too. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of content coming out still. So when I tell you I'm taking a break, don't get scared, because I mean, my break is usually like a week long, and then I have enough videos to cover it anyway. What am I talking about? I got to go to bed. Have a good night, guys. See you on the farm.